Good evening, viewers. Today is an important day, and it's been important because of the fact that D.Network has completed an year in this new and thrill journey of YouTube channel. March 3rd, 2021, that's the previous year, I promised you that this channel is going to give you true news with right facts. We have stood with the promise. And today I promise you that we, the youngest team in Indian journalism, the new generation journalism, will not just be a news channel, but a channel which provides news, facts, history, information, economics, and everything around you and around me. In this journey of successfully completing 1 year, I thank every one of my viewers, my subscribers, and my well-wishers for your continuous support and blessing. I and we look forward to the same or greater support from each and every one of you. Now let's look at the news this evening. Not just this evening, but a global news of this week has been Russia-Ukraine war. The history and collapse of USSR, with the reason for why Putin wants to invade Ukraine, is discussed or dealt in the previous video. So I'll just share the link below in the description so that you can go check it out if you have not watched the video. Before I start this edition, I would like to play a few visuals from the war zone, which is questioning the claim of the word humanity. After looking at these visuals, one quote which comes to my mind is by Janet Morris, and I quote unquote, "Wars don't bring lasting peace, but only lasting death." Let me also say another quote by H.G. Wells. "If we don't end war, war will end us." This is truth to this situation and explained by these quotes. Now, followed by these quotes and visuals, let's start this edition. During this war, since the beginning, we have seen people speaking about NATO, NATO. Opinions and views go wide, but categorizing them, there are two in number. One are those who say NATO protects the nations from war and also helps them during the conflicts. Few others who are categorized as number two say that NATO is of no use. People have also trolled NATO to such an extent, saying NATO could not even attack Taliban's. And how will they help Ukraine at this situation? Putin has actually attacked Ukraine for many reasons, one being the fact that Ukraine wanted to join NATO. So let's try to understand what is NATO. Are there advantages of joining NATO? Big questions to be answered in this video. So do stay tuned with the video, viewers, until the last, and hit the subscribe button and bell icon if you have come across our channel for the first time. Let's start. NATO is also known as North Atlantic Treaty Organization. There are 28 European countries and 2 North America nations. This originated after the Second World War. What is the purpose of NATO? NATO's purpose is to guarantee the freedom and security of its members through political and military means. Three reasons why NATO was brought in. The first reason, viewers, for political integration of Europe. Second, to stop or prevent dictators like Hitler and Mussolini. And the third, to increase the power of US in Europe. The first which strikes our mind after hearing the term NATO is North Atlantic Treaty, which is also called Washington Treaty. The treaty was signed in Washington, D.C. on 4th April 1949. During the start of this NATO, there were 12 countries as members, but now it's expanded to 30 countries. This is what is making Vladimir Putin anxious. Now, one thing which many of you are asking is there are sanctions that are hitting hard, enforced by US, but even then, why isn't Vladimir Putin reacting to it? The simple reason is because the country's export, that's Russia's export, is more than double the import. Let's understand and look at the numbers, viewers. Russia's export is $500 billion, whereas imports $230 billion. So you can look at it, it's more than double. That's $230 billion being import and $500 billion being export. More than double, viewers. Their export is too high, too huge. Also, countries like Egypt gets 80% of their wheat consumption from Russia. Russia is also the third largest crude oil exporter. Across the globe, 66 countries get their military weapons from Russia. 49% of the military weapons in India is made in Russia product. Also in $200 billion, $50 billion of import is done from China to Russia. I think Russia has no impact by these sanctions, and I think the sanctions by the West is not hitting Russia hard. Also, these West speak so much about sanctions, but one fact is that the countries in West are also getting their crude oil from Russia. Around 40% approximately, they're getting it from Russia. And this is the reason why Russia and Vladimir Putin has no impact from these sanctions. But what is India's stand becomes a big question, a major question. Let's speak about that in the next further coming editions. That's the weekend edition, and few more important things and big questions to be answered in the weekend edition, viewers. So until then, signing off, Srichand. Thank you, viewers. Thank you for watching me. Until the next time, I meet you all. Signing off, Srichand. Thank you, viewers.